So Hannah, I have Mr. Woodbeck here. Hello, Dylan. That's really cool.
Show you what it looks like in the oven there.
Those are the two margaritas for the bacon. Then you're out.
Very
just
cool.
to give you an idea, yes, it's hot out here today.
Oh my goodness.
That's something we have to deal with out on the street.
Very cool.
I love how you put the Hercules.
So do you make your own tomato sauce too?
What's that?
Do you make your own tomato sauce?
Yeah, we grind it down ourselves. So these are imported tomatoes from Italy, and we grind them down by hand. So.
Wow.
No electronic mixers or anything like that going on.
Oh my goodness.
We don't want to get a bitterness from crushing the seeds.
Very cool. Hi, Johnny and Maya. We are getting a special treat today. Mr. Woodbeck is showing us how he makes pizzas on his food truck. He's doing some demonstrations right now of putting some pizzas together. If you have any questions while you're watching, feel free to just unmute yourself and you can ask questions, either for me or if you have questions about what he's doing too, you can ask. Or type them in the chat.
You're wondering if it's hot? Yes.
It's about 100 degrees, right, in your food truck right now?
On this side. Over here, it's probably 150. Where the phone's at, it's probably 150 because of the oven's so close.
Yeah, so for those of you that have not heard of, I never say it correctly.
Manja Macrina's Woodfire.
Thank you. Yeah, it's better for you to say it than me. He has an actual Woodfire oven right in that food truck with him. It's on the other side of the camera when he's set with those pizzas. Maybe he'll show you again. And he's got this whole little Woodfire oven right in there that he cooks the pizzas in. And that's, an actual fire. So it's pretty hot in there. Hi, Mariah.
Yeah, one of the important things is speed on the food truck because you got hungry customers out there that are waiting for their food. So you can see we got a nice hot fire in there. We got 2 more pizzas to make for him, so we're going to get back to that.
It's about 90 seconds, right, to cook them?
Yeah, 90 seconds. Yeah, correct. We're cooking at 800 to 900 degrees in the oven.
Wow.
Hotter than any home oven can get. It cooks faster than a microwave, too. I'll go over here.
Like that. So for those of you that just joined us, does anybody have any questions or anything that they need help with while he's working on some pizzas?
You guys miss school?
Anybody miss school?
Yes, very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. I don't know. I might have a hard time staying focused. I'd probably be jumping in the pool if I was not. Not giving you guys any ideas or anything if you have a pool.
I'm sure they've already done that or thought that. Don't worry.
I'll go a little darker now?
Yep. Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can see he's got all of his ingredients over in that little cooler that's on the side. And then he's got his little prep station right there in front of us that he's making the pizzas on.
Yeah, I'll give you a quick tour. This is our
Working.
toppings here. All sorted toppings. This is the dough tray that we've already gone through in the first half an hour.
Wow.
Keep everything down here pretty much. That's to get us through the day. And then we have a little ticket system as well, kind of like you might see at McDonald's or something like that. But instead of printing a ticket, we get it printed to the screen here. So it tells me what I have upcoming. And all right, you can go pick that out. Nice. And you're going to grab that other one. I'm going to go underneath you for a second. Show you this whole method here.
Apart.
All right, give me one moment. Be right back.
So if you didn't notice, I've seen his food truck lots of times. So oh, look at that pizza. Look at how good that looks. Super bubbly.
It's hot.
It's a hot pizza, guys. But they have their pizza boxes right next to the oven, so they can take them right out of the oven and stick them right in the pizza boxes.
Instead of folding them all, we right around
Fold
the
them as.
pizza after it comes out.
Yep. They got to work efficiently because they have a teeny tiny space to work in.
A lot of times you'll see a pizzeria have all their boxes folded everywhere around the pizzeria. I just find it easier. It saves a lot more space. I can use this space somewhere else. Oh yeah. You finish that pizza. Hold on a second here. I gotta do it right for you too, don't I?
That would be cool.
All right. Like a little focaccia, right? We don't normally serve these on the truck anymore, but give it a our good customers. We try to take special request things. You can see that or not. That's,
Yep.
So this will bake just like the pizza.
Very cool.
And what he ordered was a special order of the fire roasted baby peppers.
Oh.
Little sea salt, little balsamic glaze, and olive oil. How this method happens here. Can you see me?
Mm-hmm. He's pushing the air out of the bread. Wow.
And that's that appetizer there.
Very cool.
Want back to that, Mike? Yeah. So, hold on 1 second here. There you are. Thank you. Enjoy. All right, we'll see ya. And another happy customer. And yes, he had more pizzas than he's holding right there. He's already made a couple trips.
Oh my goodness.
All right, I'm on to the next couple. Anybody have any questions or anything?
You can also type them in the chat if you want me to ask the question.
Who likes pineapple on pizza? Anybody?
Me?
This next one gets pineapple.
Is it the Hawaiian volcanic one, or I don't remember what it's called?
Hawaiian volcano. Yeah, it's a little spicy.
Yeah.
Spicy and sweet pizza.
Yep, that one's my favorite. That's what I get every time I order from you.
That's the one.
Anybody else like pineapple on their pizza?
No. I've just never tried it.
Yeah.
Oh, you should try it. It's so good.
There's people that protest against it, but it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. We're not always make everybody happy.
Nope.
As long as you're happy, that's what matters, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this is hot, spicy salami. So I think we shave it a little thin. Just I think it's actually got a pretty good pop of the texture, thinness of that.
Well, you really have to think about how things are going to cook in 90 seconds too, right? Like you can't put something that's too thick on there.
Right. And we don't put a ton of toppings on typically. We believe in just getting all the flavors is what you want. So if you have too much of one thing, then you're gonna run into a flavor of one thing overriding something. So you gotta get a good balance of it. You want to taste the sauce, you want to taste the steak, you want to taste the dough. We believe in our dough. I think it's really good. A lot of people like to ask for ranch. We do not have ranch on our restaurants. We believe that our pizza is good enough that you won't need that. Cover up a bad day. So I got around it.
How many of you were planning to do pizza for your final lab?
The next one's gonna have bacon. So if you like bacon, we have bacon here.
I'm actually not a fan of bacon. I don't like bacon at all.
It's really good on the Hawaiian, believe it or not.
Yeah, I usually pick it off.
No, you don't like bacon at all, or just on pizza?
At all.
Oh, wow. There's probably about 3 other people like you probably in the world.
Yes, I know. It's usually my interesting fact that I use when I share like with the kids or in like a group. You don't like bacon on pizza, Johnny? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that is correct.
We roast all our ingredients that we roast go through the oven. So nothing is we don't buy anything packaged roasted either. So we cook everything in the wood-fired oven too. So bacon, garlic. At the restaurant, we do Brussels sprouts and cauliflower and roasted peppers. All our peppers are all roasted right in the wood-fired oven. We don't have any deep fryers or any other way to cook it.
What are you putting on top? Like shaking or grinding on top?
So the volcano gets a Utica grind. This
Okay.
is my lovely bottle of Yucca grind. So it's crushed red pepper. And then every I always put a drizzle of olive oil. It's used to help melt the cheese. And believe it or not, that for fresh mozzarella, it's a recommendation to use the olive oil to melt the cheese. And then the last thing is the sea salt. We do a dash of sea salt on there. So the grind of that and just to add a little flavor to the sauce.
Mm.
Michelle here's firing the pizza. Michelle will be working at our Little Falls location.
Very cool.
Been with us for 3 weeks now. Working on the truck for 3 weeks now. So already firing pizzas. In Italy, they this is something that takes almost a generation to learn. So we spoil our employees here. We let them get on the fire right away. In Italy, I probably wouldn't even be allowed to touch the fire. So that's a reality. But
So where did you learn all of this stuff?
so I lived in Minnesota for 11 years, and I was out there with my wife was from there, and my father-in-law was always telling me, "You gotta try this pizzeria. They're really good." And I'm like, "I'm from New York. Why am I gonna try pizza in Minnesota?" You know? I thought I knew everything about pizza, you know. So long story short, after 4 years of him telling me to go there, I finally went there. You know, it only took me 4 years, but once I did, it was like first thing that amazed me was how fast the pizza came out. It was, you know, literally I ordered the pizza and then you see how fast that we just made those 2 pizzas. We did those 7 before, you know, we did a lot of pizzas in a little bit of time here. So, but so we, oh, sorry, I might have to check a text here in order.
Yep.
Second.
So while he's doing that, he has an app on his phone that he can get orders texted to his phone. That way he can keep up with orders and do pre-orders. So if people don't have time to come to the food truck, and you can see his picture right there, the icon, that's his food truck. They can order ahead of time, and then they'll make the pizzas, and then you just show up and get your pizza, basically.
So back to the story of how we got started. Long story short, my father-in-law ended up building an oven in his backyard because I was intrigued by this pizza, and I wanted to try to make it. It wasn't to do it as a business or anything. I was in banking before this, but I always wanted a restaurant since I was 13 years old. So I don't know how old your class is. That's been it was always my dream since I was 13 at that point. So to have a restaurant, I just didn't want what everybody else had, and with the Italian food or just the same old stuff that you always see. So we wanted to do something really different. And so anyway, the pizza was what, after discovering it, I was like, this is going to be it if I'm going to do anything. So we just started tinkering with the dough, the sauce, and cheese, and try to get everything right. Following a lot of YouTube videos, and believe it or not, you can learn a lot on YouTube, and just for recipes. And I'm actually friends with all the guys that I learned from on YouTube. Believe it or not, like in this pizza community, I go see them once or twice a year. We always meet up at this pizza expo. Believe it or not, there's a huge expo out in Las Vegas, and then there's another one in Atlantic City every year. So, but it's always about learning more about what we're doing. So we're making sure we're still on the same path, and trying to bring the best quality product that we can. So that's always been our goal. So, and that's, just having the fresh ingredients, and then the unique craft of firing it, and that's part of it. But the dough, it has to be very specific on how to do this. So, we try to do the Neapolitan style. This is what a real brick oven would look like. Where you hear brick oven in places that have the deck ovens that normal pizzerias have. That's not a brick oven per se. They're supposed to be cooked at 800 to 900 degrees to be true Neapolitan, and they're always one size as well. So you're not going to get a large or a small. It's always one size for a small pizza. Which one?
Not yet.
What's sounding good for you? Two on it? Absolutely.
So they've got two windows, that window there where the people can order, and then they have the other window that's next to the oven where people pick up their orders.
What's that?
Social distancing and it's meeting.
Yeah. Alright, so anybody like vegetables on their pizza? Next we'll have vegetables on the pizza. All veggies.
Does anybody prefer vegetables on their pizza?
Olives, mushrooms, onions, garlic, peppers, roasted peppers. And this is fresh basil that we put on all pizzas. Believe it or not, all the sauce that you probably eat at most places uses a dry basil. So it's not anything unusual. It's just probably you're not used to seeing it in the big leaps. But they cook down and eat. Just add a nice flavor to the sauce.
Do you buy local products, or do you?
As much as I can, and being that we're in a seasonal area, it's sometimes hard. So our basil typically comes from Giuliano's and Skyler. Peppers, we get when we can. If we can get them from Giuliano's, I'll grab them from them. Or if I'm at a farmer's market, I'll grab stuff there. But it's kind of a hit or miss a lot of times when you're trying to do that.
Yeah.
Even my basil, I was trying to get it for today from Giuliano's, but they didn't. Last week they had sold it all, so I didn't have any. So I had to go to the grocery store and do it that way. But this week they have it. I gotta go pick it up tomorrow because it's too hot to cut it right now. They cut it fresh when we want to go pick it up. So.
Mm-hmm. So do you have the food truck every day, or do you have a schedule for the food truck?
We've been doing Mondays in Little Falls and Wednesdays in Herkimer. And then we've been going up to Woodland for Fridays.
Do you grow anything that you use?
It's funny because the basil that I bought yesterday at the grocery store happened to be from Giuliano's, and it was all hydroponically grown. So we used up the basil on the plants because we go through a lot of it. We go through about 4 or 5 pounds of basil every week. So probably for a while. When it takes time, we went through all the basil that I bought yesterday, and my employee planted that. So we'll see if we're going to be able to grow that. But we go through so much that it'd be too hard to grow at that point. I have a friend down in Arizona that he's got a greenhouse attached to his restaurant, which it's handy for him. They got a little more sunshine all year than we get here.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question, though, Johnny.
Yes.
Hey, Dave, how are you? I'm in class. I'm in class. Want to say hi?
Hi.
How are you? One of my good customers, Dave.
Hello.
Yeah. What class are you doing? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's basically home ec, but we call it family consumer science now.
So for VBS,
Yep.
we go up there and help them judge a food truck competition that they do. So they thought it'd be cool to sit in on a food truck today. So I'm gonna try to give you another view for a little bit if you want.
Yeah, we have about 5 more minutes, Chris, just so you know. Yeah, this is great. I love this view. It looks so awesome. So everybody, we have about 5 more minutes. Does anybody have any other questions that they want to ask Mr. Woodbeck about his food truck or pizza or his restaurant? Because he has a restaurant too, not just a food truck.
You got the Missouri today?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say I have a legal one. Do you really? Oh yeah, I'll do that.
So they're using indirect heat to cook the pizzas. They've got the fire that's on that side. And then they spin the pizza while it's in that oven to cook both sides. And they give it that nice char that's on the crust. And then you can see she's folding the box up. They do that per order.
Yeah, I want you to pull.
Yeah, like after you cut it, put it back. I've never had one last all the way back to the office. If I can't stand it, I'll pull over. Oh, yeah. Especially if you do the upside down. Yeah, it's even harder. Then it's not delicious.
Okay. Chris, I'm going to stop the recording in a minute or so. Is there anything else you want to say before?
No, you got another minute? Let me finish this pizza and give you one more review of another cool pizza that you got a second.
Yep. Okay. Yep. That's fine.
Got it? All right, awesome. How you doing today? Good.
Punched up on me a little bit,
$8?
All right.
Wow. Look at that beautiful pizza.
Little salad on a pizza. Who said pizza wasn't healthy? All right. Anybody has any questions?
All right. I'm going to stop the recording.